Natasha, thank you very much indeed. The country, of course, gearing up for what many believe will be a hotly contested election since the dawn of democracy. Over 360 political parties have shown interest in contesting the upcoming general elections. The IEC aims to facilitate the registration of new voters, of course, and enable existing voters to inspect and, if necessary, update the registration details. We're crisscrossing the country still this voter registration weekend. SABC News reporter Abongile Yankees and video journalist Vuyokazi Funani join us live now from the Buffalo City Metro. Great to see you once again, Abongile. What's happening where you are?
Well, great to see you too, Griselda. Good morning to the viewers at home. Well, in the province of the Eastern Cape, I understand that 8 voting registration stations have not been opened due to service delivery related protests. Griselda, the IEC here in the province says it's very concerned about that because this is an opportunity that doesn't come every day for people to register, and they're saying that it's an issue that violates their rights to exercise their right to vote, and the IEC is calling on the South African Police Services to intervene in that matter. Without further ado, let's bring in the manager for electoral operations here in the province, Upoti Siabongamaki. Sir, thanks a lot for your time. Even in November, when the previous registration, we had these challenges, but now how are we overcoming them?
Thanks, Abongile, and thanks for the opportunity. Yes, we are disappointed that we are seeing this kind of developments. But they come in reduced from what we saw in November last year. But one voting station not closed is one too many. We are trying to get powers that be to intervene, because it's not only for the SABs to go in and disperse those people. Those people are gathered there because they are wanting something. So they want answers from the mayors, from the MEC, from the premier, and from everybody. So we are trying to get those interventions in place. But we are also finding that even the election staff that we have in those areas are afraid of getting into voting stations. Even if, like for example, in Hofmeyer in the Chris Hani district, SABs have come in and broken the padlock that was put there by the communities overnight, but the staff have been threatened, against going in there. Now, in our preparations, we have trained SABs members to become IEC staff or to do IEC work when there is a need. So we call them a contingency plan, that we have in place. Now we are trying to find those SABs members for them to go into those voting stations and do the work that they're supposed to do, because we trained them as we train the election staff.
Where is this happening? I hear you mentioning the Chris Hani district, but overall, where is it happening?
It's 4 voting stations in the Chris Hani district spread over Engcobo, Ntsekayetu, Inokumkijima, and it's 2 in the Amatole district, 1 in the Mbashe area and 1 in the Pedi area. And the recent 2, which was operational up to about 20-30 minutes ago, where the protesters came in and chased our voting staff away, is in the OR Tambo region in Nguza Hill. So those are 8 that remain closed. But in the morning, when we first started, we had about 23 that had such protests. But, in many instances, protesters are just, doing their thing on the side, not minding our staff who are able to operate maybe from the boot of a car, to do this. But they are just saying that not inside the venue that we have identified.
Yeah, mentioning largely rural districts and where really there are challenges of service delivery. We can't run away from that. But even if you could encourage them to use the online system, some don't even have those gadgets to even log in. So it's quite a challenge. Coming to the metros, the Buffalo City and Gqeberha, the NMB, how are they doing?
They are doing well. We are seeing high activity there in terms of the numbers. In Nelson Mandela, we are at about 4,000 plus registered voters up to now, and in the PCM metro, about 3,000. But overall in the province, we are sitting at 37,000 registered voters. But of course, that number includes those people who are doing re-registration, because we encourage people to change their details if they've moved from where they last voted. So you find that it's about 6,000 new registrations. And yes, we are encouraged by the fact that we see the new numbers coming from among the young people, of our province.
And I was going to come to that. In November, you had a huge concern of the youth not turning out. Mm-hmm. And how have you addressed that now? We are saying that the youth are participating, but now from the numbers that we see, we are talking only about people who are accessing voting stations. But those young people, remember, they are sitting, at home, doing registration online. So we will see a difference. We will see higher numbers after the fact. But we are encouraged that they are participating, and during our campaigns as well, running up to this weekend, we were seeing that they are being enthused into participating. So let's wait and see. Mr. Maki, lastly, let me be naughty. Through the corridors to the grapevine, do you know when the proclamation will be made for the day for registration?
We know that the president will be speaking to the nation on Thursday next week. Oh. It is hoped. I'm not, it's only the commission that may say what I'm about to say. We hope that we will hear further announcement in that regard.
Thanks a lot for your time, sir. Well, Griselda Siabonga Maki from the IEC here in the Eastern Cape. Well, you recall that the Buffalo City Metro, where we are, has tertiary institutions where the youth is, and the IEC is hoping that those who are languishing in their residence are using those Wi-Fis that they have, that internet access, to use the online portals to register to vote, or even go to the voting stations and register there. So it will be quite a hype of activities where we are standing, and we are hoping that more people will come out and not just use this day just to do other things other than registering to vote.
All right, Abongile, thank you very much indeed. One of our SABC News reporters who is out this voter registration weekend, monitoring the situation for us. We'll take a short break, and also I think the IEC is due to have a media briefing a bit later this afternoon to give us a sense of what exactly the status is.